let's talk about quality management in SAP. You know, checklists are pretty much the name of the game. But what happens when the really important problems, the critical defects, aren't even on that list? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a super powerful feature that goes way beyond the standard plan and really transforms how you capture and use your quality data. So imagine this for a second. You're a quality technician, out on the floor. You've been super diligent, you've gone through your whole inspection plan, checked every single box. But then you start noticing other things. You know, a scratch over here, a part that's kind of dirty over there, defects that just aren't on your official checklist. So what do? It's a classic problem, something every quality professional runs into. Now, to really get to the solution, we first have to wrap our heads around the problem, and that all starts with the standard process, the inspection plan. It's rigid, sure, but it's also absolutely necessary. Okay, so in a typical setup, right? A quality planner maps out a checklist of all the things that need to be inspected. Then, the technician on the floor uses that plan to record the results. It could be something you can measure, like a length, or it could be a simple, yep, it passes, or nope, it fails. And look, this is perfect for standardized processes. It keeps everything consistent and under control. This slide just lays it out perfectly. It's like you've got two sides of the same coin. On one side, you have that inspection plan. It's structured, it's rigid, it's really the backbone of your whole process. But on the other side, you have the defect record. And that right there is your secret weapon for flexibility. It's what lets you document all those unplanned but absolutely crucial things you see that just fall outside the neat little boxes of a checklist. So, if we know this standard checklist has its limits, how do we get past them? Well, the answer is a really powerful and flexible solution called defect records. So what in the world is a defect record? Well, to put it simply, it's your way of telling the full story. It's the official tool inside SAP S4Hana that lets a quality technician write down anything that's not quite right. Whether that's a fault, a little discrepancy, or just an important observation that someone needs to know about. And why is this so important? Honestly, it's all about the context. This extra detail is what gives the quality engineer the power to make a really smart usage decision. It lets you capture the why behind a result. And that's the huge difference between just knowing that something failed and actually understanding why it failed. Theory is great and all, but let's make this stuff real. We're going to follow the journey of a defect with a super simple, practical example, a goods receipt inspection for a batch of LED lamps. Okay, so our quality tech is on the job, following their inspection plan. One of the items on the list is visual inspection, number of defect items. So after checking the whole batch, they punch the result into the system. 10 defective items. Simple enough, right? But wait a minute, what does 10 defective items really tell the quality engineer who has to decide what to do with this entire batch? Are they just slightly scratched? Are they completely shattered? Are they just unusable? That number all by itself doesn't give us nearly enough information to make a good call. And this is exactly where defect records come in and just change the whole game. Instead of only typing 10, the technician creates specific records for each problem they found. So now the engineer sees the complete picture. Okay, some lamps have some cosmetic scratches, others have broken glass, and this is a big one. Some of them just showed up dirty, which was an issue that wasn't even on the original checklist. So this all boils down to a pretty simple 3-step process. First, the technician records the specific defects with all the juicy details. Second, all that rich data is stored so it's ready to analyze. And third, based on that analysis, the quality engineer can act, making a really informed decision and maybe even kicking off a whole improvement process. All right, so the technician has done their part and recorded all this great data. Let's switch roles now. Let's put on a new hat. What does all this look like from the perspective of the quality engineer? The person who actually has to use this information to make a big business decision. You know, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? For an engineer, defect records unlock the story hiding behind the data. It takes a simple pass or fail result and turns it into a deep understanding of the real quality issue. It provides that critical context you need to make smart decisions. So here's the bottom line. The quality engineer looks at the checklist results and the list of defects together. That dirty lamps defect, that might just start a conversation with the supplier. But the broken glass defect, yeah, that's probably going to lead to an immediate rejection of those items. You see, the context is everything. And the impact here goes even further than that. A single defect record can set off all sorts of broader actions. It could be an immediate response, like moving those broken lamps to blocked stock. It could spark a deeper analysis, letting a purchaser track which suppliers are sending defective parts. Or it could even be the start of a formal, full-blown 8D problem-solving process to get to the root cause of a really tricky issue. Okay, let's pull this all together now. We've seen that the data you collect during an inspection isn't just a random set of numbers. It's a story. It's a whole narrative about the quality of your products. So what are the big takeaways here? First, checklists are great for keeping things standard, but they've got their limits. Second, defect records, that's your key to adding some much-needed flexibility and rich detail. Third, that detailed data is what gives your team the power to make way smarter, more informed decisions. And finally, and this is a big one, properly recording a defect isn't just busy work. It is the very first step on the road to continuous quality improvement. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about, to maybe take back to your own work. If every single defect tells a story, what is your quality data telling you right now?
Hello and welcome.